All right, people, what is good? Back with another video, and today I want to talk about my time at Georgia Southern football practice. I went down there and see what the guys are doing, what kind of talent that's on the field. Wanted to see all that good stuff, and for the most part, I walked away pretty happy with what I saw. But let's get into all of that. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you like all the other content that's here. I mostly do Atlanta Falcons and Georgia Southern football stuff on this channel. And for the most part, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. All right, let's get into this. I know I said I usually do a first and frame rate show over here on Sunday mornings, but since the practice was open to the public, I said, you know what? I'm going to go down there and see what they're doing. I'm really excited. I want to see what they are about. And so I took the trip down there, and I got there slightly after they started, and all I saw was guys, playing. I didn't say playing; they were practicing disciplined football. I saw guys, running crisp routes because they were that was actually throwing the ball around. I saw the guys running some crisp routes. I saw the offense and defensive line, going through the gaps as far as blocking and what type of movement they do on the line. Saw the defensive backs, backpedaling, getting ready to do some coverage. The linebackers, and the running backs, they're always just basically doing their thing, and it looked really good. It just seems like these guys are ready to play some ball for the most part. I know the coaches may say something different, and I know some skeptics may say something different as well because, you know, everything's not perfect. That's why they do practice. But looking at what they do in practice, I'd rarely see anybody that was like out of place or wasn't doing anything, out of the way that hindered the flow of practice. Nobody really had to be overly corrected, or there was nothing that was there was nothing out there that was like, okay, this is something that they need to work on. It just seemed like it was like a well-oiled machine. Everything was doing really, really well. I'm going to get into some positions, and I want to talk about what I saw. One main thing I was looking at mostly, I was looking at the quarterbacks. And, with the situation with Justin Tomlin being out for the first two games, I was kind of skeptical to see how good I was kind of skeptical on how good the quarterbacks are going to be because I hear about it, but this is my first time seeing it. So I had my eyes on Kennerson. I had my eyes on Bonner. I also had my eyes on Cameron Ransom. Now, I said this on my Twitter. I think out of everybody, even though Tomlin did practice, for me personally, and everybody know I'm somewhat biased, and I don't want to sound crazy or whatever, but for me, it just felt like that Cameron Ransom just stood out. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just when you see somebody out there on the field, or when you ever see somebody on the basketball court, or you see somebody on the baseball field, or whatever sport it may be. It might not even be in sports. When you see somebody just out there performing, doing whatever, it's just some people just stand out, and it's nothing to take away from the other quarterbacks. It's just something about this kid. It just stands out over, all the other guys that are out there. Um, I said this in my Discord. I personally have a feeling that Ransom's going to be starting. I think he's going to end up being a starter. Just personal feeling, gut feeling. I don't know what the coaches are doing. I don't have any insight. I'm just a commentator, but it's just something about that kid looks like he's ready to go. Everybody was throwing the ball pretty well. I didn't see anything that was out of the way that somebody was struggling behind the others, but when you saw Ransom out there just doing what he do, it just the way that it was the passes were delivered, the way his movement was, it to me it stood above the rest, and that's a really good thing because everybody else did a really good job, but it's just something about that kid just tells me that if he's not going to be starting day one, he's going to be starting much sooner than later, and that's something that I really was I was really surprised to see. Let's jump over to the running backs. When I looked at the running backs, I saw Joe Green, I saw J.D. King, I saw Jalen White out there. I saw a couple of other guys out there too. And forgive me, I don't remember their names. I'm gonna pull them up on my phone because I know I remember the numbers, but I don't necessarily remember the names. I want to see if I can get a couple of these guys out here and I want to give these guys some credit because they were doing pretty good as far as moving around and doing what they do on the field. For instance, I saw Amari Jones. Let me see if that's right. I think I got that right. Yeah, Amari Jones. He was out there. He looked really good. Um, let's see. I got another name here. I just got to pull up the number. Jordan Pearson was another one that kind of stood out as well. I saw him doing like a lot of this team has a lot of talent. Like I said, Jordan Pearson, Amari Jones. Actually, I saw Amari Jones take some stops at quarterback, which was actually pretty interesting. And I'll get to that in a second. But outside of the other guys that I've seen, it was really good to see the guys that you may not hear about do really well. But when you look at the running backs that are featured, I mean, it's just really good to see J.D. King back out there running the ball. J.D. King looks really good on his off of his ACL tear, and he moved around really well. I was really impressed on how he was able to run the ball during the times they did have somewhat of contact plays. He looked really good. I saw Gerald Green; he was running the ball a little bit. Also, Jalen White was another one. Those three guys right there look like they're the cream of the crop. They're 1A, 1B, 1C. You can see those guys do something, they could probably carry the ball 20 or 30 times if they need to. So that's a really good thing to see. Everybody on the running back side look really good. Jump over to the wide receivers. Number 9, JJ. Oh, I know his first name. I can't remember his last name. Let's see. Here we go. JJ McCaffrey. He looked really good moving around and running some routes. Caught a few passes from the quarterbacks. He looked good. Also, I saw Dexter Carter. I think that's Dexter Carter. He was out there as well. Let me see. I think I got that right. Yep, Dexter Carter Jr. He looked good. Somebody who stood out that I didn't know that his number was number 21. But Durham Burgess. Durham Burgess looked really good. I mean, he was open a lot. The only thing one thing I noticed that the quarterbacks didn't see him open for a lot of these plays when they did like more contact one-on-one drills. He was open a lot, and I think that's something that they should be mindful of. I think this kid could be something really special. I also see some of the receivers do some end around on the option. I saw Dexter Carter catch some pitches or whatever. And it was just really refreshing to see that like the entire offense was looking really good. Don't need to say much about the offensive line themselves. The offensive line looked, they were who they were. They, doing their discipline type of blocking schemes and doing their drills. They look really good. Same thing with the defensive line. They look good. The linebackers, I saw them get some tackles in when they did some contact drills. Good to see them do a few things. The secondary, Derek Canteen looked really good. Didn't do too much, but when he was doing the thing, I mean, he was the times that he was covering players, he was he was doing what he has to do, and he looked really sharp. There was another cornerback that I saw that stood out to me, Seth Robertson. He stood out a lot. I think he got it. I think he got an interception during practice, so that was really good, and I think it was an interception off Cam Ransom. So that was, really a surprise to me. Probably the biggest surprise of all because I did not expect to see too much out of the secondary like I did. When they started running drills, I did see that. Last but not least, I want to get into the tight ends. As I close, I talked about this I talked about this on my Twitter. Bo Johnson and Shampel Kisson, those guys those guys could be the X factors on offense because not only that these guys they're like Swiss Army knives. They can move around, they can catch, they can block. I would not be surprised if they get a pitch or two in the option game. I mean, they did very well from what I saw. Bo Johnson catch like 3 or 4 passes. Saw Sean Kisson catch 1 or 2. Sean Kisson, he got a really good block on a defender and it sprung Jalen White like 15, 20 yards on a run. And I mean, when he blocked, he put a lick on the defender. So it's good to see that the tight ends could be a really good factor in the offense because, like I said, those guys could do a little bit of everything. I mean, they have the size and the strength to do a lot within what I think this offense is trying to do. So it's a lot going on with that position. So I'm going to be attending another practice. I think I'm trying to go down there next Sunday as well, just to get a more of a feel because I really enjoyed I really enjoyed going down there and seeing those guys. It was just refreshing to see that the practice was really it was like a well-oiled machine. It did pretty good. I think it was only one instance that I saw that where I guess a couple of guys on the offensive defensive line got into it, kind of a little scuffle. You like to see that type of stuff every now and then. And, you had the guys kind of get a little bit rowdy, and, coach had to, Coach Lunsford had to set them in place and tell them what not to do in a situation like that because that can cost you the game. So he had to do a little bit of redirection there. But for the most part, everybody looked good. Hell, even the kickers look good. So I watched all aspects of the team, and it looks like they were really doing the right thing. They was doing a really good job. The only thing I can say, I did not see much from the linebackers. I did see them do a little bit of contact stuff when they did contact drills. It was good to see Bradley Glenn. It was good to see. I think it was. I think it's Bradley Glenn and Kavon. Let me make sure I get that right because I don't want to say his name wrong before I get out of here. Yeah, Kavon Glenn and yep, Bradley Glenn. It was good to see those two guys out there doing their thing. I didn't watch much of CJ Wright, unfortunately. I mean I wish I would have looked into that more. But I did see Logan Wright. Logan Wright ran the ball a little bit at running back. But just to get a few things, on the back end of this video, those guys, I did get to see them much. It just wasn't a lot on that front seven that I did evaluate. But next time I will do that when I go back down there. This following Sunday, I'm trying to go back down there again. So hopefully I'll have a little bit more to talk about without giving away too much. But for the most part, for their performance, great job from the Georgia Southern Eagles staff. They run a pretty good practice. It looked good, and if you're in the area, and if you're a fan of football, I don't see why not going to see these guys practice. I mean, it's open to the public, and I highly recommend it. I enjoyed it, and I wish I can go to more, but my work schedule only has me able to go to a few. So next Sunday, I'll try to go down to that one, and I'll be back to tell you guys what I think. If you like this video, let me know. Hit the like button, share this video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Not only I'll be talking more Georgia Southern stuff, I'll definitely be talking about more Atlanta Falcons stuff. And speaking of that, if you want to hear about Atlanta Falcons information, the link down in the description has the Atlanta Falcons Nation. They went down to the Georgia Dome. They went down to Mercedes-Benz Stadium to see the Atlanta Falcons practice. You can get all that information over there. That link will be down in the description. They'll be talking about all of that. Shout out to everybody over there. I am an affiliate of Atlanta Falcons Nation, and they're doing their part for their team. And if I was there, I'd be down there as well, but I don't live that close to Atlanta. So my best bet was to go to Paulson Stadium in Statesboro, and I had a blast. So I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys be easy. You guys be blessed. Peace.